hemşerim. Okay, and welcome to Friendship Hall, where everyone's waiting for the match anticipated match here, the second series, second match, Solomon Islands against Australia. Greetings to you from afar, all of you watching from Australia, New Zealand, the Pacific region, Asian region, and as well as the European region. Wherever you're watching, hopefully you're glued to your screens, probably on your mobile screen, your TV screen, on your tablets, ready for an action-packed match here at Friendship Hall. Just this afternoon, we have a slight breeze and rainy afternoon here, but the weather decides to be calm, and luckily we're playing indoors, so all of the players are well conditioned and ready for a match that will be entertaining as expected from Solomon Islands and Australia. Well, the starting five for tonight's match for Solomon Islands, they are keeping an experienced side with number 1 Anthony Talo, number 2 Alwyn Ho, 7 Rafael Leai, and 11 Sami Kiri, and the other experienced player Ellis Mana. Well, for Australia, they have a same starting five except one change in the starting. They have Yu Aaron, the goalkeeper, second goalkeeper coming in. Number 5, Gureida Jordan. Number 6, Juvenali Wade. Number 10, Adeli Servin. And number 11, Dimelo Ethan. Good to see local fans coming out in numbers here to support Solomon Islands, and also we have some supporters all the way from Australia who are here with us. And also shout out to those of you watching, especially from Australia. We got a lot of followers of futsal from Australia. Good afternoon to you, local time. It's 1 minute past 6, and we're about to go for the kickoff. And already there's a lot of number of people coming in. Usually around Solomon Islands is around 5 p.m. That's the official working hour close. So we expect to have more people coming in. Well, kickoff now, the number 5, Gureiro for a first time shot here, close, but well taken by the goalkeeper, Anthony Talo. Experience from both Anthony Talo, and equally up to him is Gureiro Jordan. Back to Ethan, a more established, experienced 5 for the Australian futsal Rose. Build up play from the back to Juvenali Wade, back to Ethan, brings play up. Australia look more trying to pick out the passes in the middle. And here's the danger man, the number 9, target man here tonight. Oh, an early goal here from Ethan. I think Solomon Islands were caught watching Sami Kiri. Didn't follow up on Dimelo Ethan, and he punished Solomon Islands early. And probably not the start that the Dixon Cadell coach side were looking for. And Australia leading early. Solomon Islands to start again, and they need to get themselves organized. Wearing the famous green, Solomon Islands here. Can they get back on the scoreline? It's possible. There's a lot of time here, but the Australian team, they are looking more composed here. Ethan finds Gureiro Jordan. Tries to look to find the far target man up there. Lynch Grant, who has been superb in the first match of this second series. He is earning his starting place here. A clearance here by Wade. Inside the Australian half, Solomon Islands now have a kick in here from the side. Rafael Leai, wearing number 7 for tonight. Solomon Islands again through Sami Kiri, losing the ball, but still safe as they lost the ball in the Australian half. Build a play. Jordan looks to find Grant. Couldn't do so. Alvin Ho to restart from a kick-in inside the own half to Anthony Talo. Brings up play just on the halfway line. Not a good pass by the experienced goalkeeper. Australia to start through Jordan to Wade. Wade is now playing more like a fixer at the back. More composed here and controlling the games, pulling the strings here as he exchanged with Jordan. Jordan to Ethan. And the referee decides to call it a foul. Probably against Alvin Ho. We need to see what the decision was about. The spectators all in anticipation. Probably a lot of the Solomon Islands fans weren't expecting the first goal from Australia. Well, the foul was against Lynch Grant of Australia. Intense match so far. That's what he's dangerous with it. Rafael Lea beats one player. Squares it over to Ellis Mana. Shot here. Close, but not quite. And first pressure from the Island Futsal Kings. Well, they were the kings of the Pacific until New Zealand spoiled the party. Now this is a project where they're trying to regroup back for the next FIFA qualifiers. Well, in Australian side, the Futsal Rose, they have some experience here with Giovanni Wade, who is 29 years old, turning 30 this year. He's an experienced player. He's played futsal probably his whole career. And so with his experience, they need to bank on him to control the back line here. That's him with the ball here, the number 6, controlling well to Jordan. Back to Wayne, rather Ethan. Jordan again finds Wayne, not a good pass. Good pressure from Rafael Le'ai of Solomon Islands. Solomon building momentum here. Rafael tries to go for a check here. Not so good at the end. The end product is what is more important. Australia start from the back to Ethan, to Jordan, back to Ethan. Just moving the ball. More of a static formation here. Now they change to a more diamond one. Still, the transition here is quite perfect for Australia. Solomon Islands pressing. Sami Kiri tries to press when he's free on a shot here. Not quite on target, and Anthony Thalo just shades the ball out. He now starts again. And a kick in for Solomon Islands deep inside the Australian half. So far, both sides keeping their first 5. We've already 3 minutes into the game. Good ball from Rafael across the surface here. Alvin Ho going for the first time. Not a good ball here, saved by the goalkeeper for Australia, Hugh Aaron, who is starting his first game here. He's the second choice goalkeeper. Well, tonight he's the first choice, starting as the first 5. Wade, beautiful 10 by him, but couldn't fool Sami Kiri on that part. Now he goes for the down, 3-on-1. Can they do something here? Ellis Mana back to Rafael. Probably too much weight on that ball. And goes out. Well, it's time for a few changes to come in. Australia again build a play from the back. They've brought on Fonito Daniel, who is experienced and plays a similar role like Giovanni Wade. And also one of my favorite players here, Rogan Scott, the number 7. He's back on the court as well. Well, it's for his first time. Australia looking good here. Oh, almost goes past Ellis. Still Ellis with the ball. Sami to Owen Ho from acrobatic attempt there. Good ball here by the number 14 for Australia, Jamie Dibb. He beats Ellis Mana really clean on a nutmeg. Tries to follow up on it, but was closed by Ellis Mana. Now Solomon Islands bringing in some experience with Charlie Ote now, Jeffrey Bull, and the youngster Gerald Patti, who did make some fabulous attempts in the first match. This youngster wearing number 9, Gerald Patti. Can he repeat some of his mesmerizing play here? Jeffrey Bull probably a little too slow to get onto that one. Solomon Islands now having more of the attacking momentum here. But Australia, they need to keep their composure. Fonito Daniel, he's at the back line here. Oh, good ball to Rogan. Can he score? No, he checks. Tries to go past Bule, couldn't do so. And Anthony Talo clears. And a throw-in to start from the goalkeeper, Hugh Aaron of Australia. Australia building a play from the back. Ghana Taylor tries to flip the ball over to Fonito Daniel on that occasion. Actually, Fonito Daniel didn't read it well, and so they lost the ball. But Solomon Islands again, Anthony Talo goes for the long one here. Probably just tried to clear the ball, clear the pressure to allow his teammates to settle down. But the momentum is for Solomon Islands at the moment, and they need to capitalize on this if they are to get back on the scoreline. Australia always scoring early sets the pace here. Again, Ghana Taylor concedes a foul here. It's the number 9 for Solomon Islands, Gerald Patti, the youngster here. They decide to bring back Rafael Le'ai. He blocks well. Can he go do something here? From the far side, going for a shot. And just rushes off the crossbar. Solomon Islands now have attempts hit on target, but they need to be more clinical here. And Charlie Ote now again, not a clean shot there. Probably disturbed by Ghana Taylor, who was excellent in defense, the number 2 for Australia. It's always alert, this player. Speaking of alert, here's another one. Jamie Dibb, combining well with Fonito Daniel. Good players here, excellent futsal players. And Australia should be happy they have such players of such caliber in their squad. And speaking of experience, both players, Fonito Daniel and Jamie Dibb, definitely got the experience here. Alvin Ho decides to go back to Anthony Talo. Anthony Talo checks, go for a long one here. And again, another wasted ball. Solomon Islands need to capitalize on every attempt or attack that they have. The fans still eager to see probably one goal here from Solomon Islands. A Odysseus clearance here from Anthony Talo. Hugh Aaron decides to let it run and restarts again from the back while they introduce, that's the dangerous man here, the player for Australia, number 10, Adeli Shervin. He's the captain. He plays professional futsal for East Coast Heat. So one of the professional futsal players in this Australian side. Also plays the outdoor code for Northern Tigers in the National Premier League in Australia. So a player with so much experience and so much quality, the number 10. Against his opponent, the Solomon Warriors champion, Alvin Ho, who played last night and almost scored 2 goals, actually, Alvin Ho, for Solomon Warriors. We see him playing a more fixer role in the first game. Tonight, we'll have to see what's his role here. Well, he started as a fixer for now. Probably try to venture out a little bit on in the game. Alvin Ho checks, tried to go through the legs of Adeli Shervin, couldn't do so. Solomon Islands trailing, Australia leading 1-0. In terms of futsal, that's a really close score, but still a goal lead sets the momentum here. Rafael Tens tried to go past one, couldn't do so. Being taken down, no foul here, call here. And can Australia score here? Oh, a good turn by the number 10, the captain. The referee has given the interim coach a yellow card. It's probably the referee was too close to the coach to hear everything he was saying, and he decides to card the yellow card to the coach, the interim coach, someone who has received praise in the last couple of days for the way he has orchestrated Kurkuru. Only 7 days of training, but they have did something remarkable here, and Bule wasted that opportunity. Should have done better. And again, Solomon Islands through Anthony Talo. Tries to go long, couldn't do so. Australia back in control. Ibrahim Atay. A new set of 5 players now for Australia. Sweden Ahmed is introduced in the game. They're losing out ball. Solomon Islands putting pressure here. Oh, Alvin Ho timed it badly. It's one-on-one here. Tries to call for a foul. Did get a foul, and the card is coming out again. And this is time, it's Charlie Otenau, regarded as one of Solomon Islands' most dangerous player, according to the coach of Australia, Donny Owens. Rather, Donny Miles, who said Charlie Otenau is one of Solomon Islands' dangerous player. And to see him having a yellow card as an interesting twist to the game. Well, we'll have to see if this free kick will result in something unfortunate for the Solomon Islands, but fortunate for Australia. Fonito Daniel is looking to take this free kick here. Just outside the goalkeeper's D. Conversations between him and Sweden Ahmed here, probably setting up for a set piece here. Solomon Islands defense setting up well. Charlie Otenau and Rafael Leai on the front. And going for a straight-on shot here by the number 8, Fonito Daniel. But the brick wall of Solomon Islands stood really well. Australia to restart from a corner kick. Shuttles in well, goes for the first time, almost got it and squeezed it in. It was the number 13, Ibrahim Atay, almost got it in, but Anthony Talo knew where his position was. Very versatile, this goalkeeper, played in the Beach Soccer World Cup. So he knows what he's doing here. And in fact, before the game, he had an injury to his finger. One of his fingers was injured, but he decides to play the game. So, brave player here, Anthony Talo. Now Solomon Islands through. Rafael Aya tries to go to Bule, couldn't do so. Calls for a foul. Alvin Ho still checks. Anthony Talo saves, and again, restart play. And to Charlie Otenau, brings it up. But again, loses the ball. It's in Australia's half. Solomon Islands to make few changes here. Sami Kiri and Misitana coming on board. Misitana plays for the local club here, Matax, based in the central Honiara, up in the hillside, known for a dominant Kwaraaya people population. And Misitana is no one new there in terms of futsal as well. Oh, good save here by Awil Ho. 3-on-1. Can some finds Rafael? Yes, it's a goal! Beautiful goal! Solomon Islands are back, 1-1, and that's how you come back with an excellent finish. And we shall see there was a cluster of players. I have to pick out who scored that one. Brilliant goal here. And probably the star man, Rafael, I have to confirm. But what a finish and what an attack here by Solomon Islands. Spot on, and they're back in the game here, 1-1. And introducing inside the 5 here for Solomon Islands is the number 16, Jason Tim. Young player. Experience is what it matters here. And the crowd is loving it. Applauds. And yes, it's confirmed, it's Rafael Leai, the superstar, I would say. And also been mentioned by the Solomon Islands media through a interview as from the Australian coach that he say Rafael is a surprise for them. And so he has shown, he has scored. And we have to see how many fouls Solomon Islands have accumulated. If it's 5 fouls, then it's going to be a penalty. So it's going to be dangerous here. Solomon Islands need to be careful here. Probably already on 4 fouls. And a little bit intense. It's good to see the spirit of competitiveness inside this place. They spent the whole couple of days together as friends off the court, but now on the court you can still tell that they are doing everything for their countries. It's a friendly match, but also an intense affair. And one what the crowd will definitely love here. Oh, good for a kick by Ethan. Tried to go for the loop ball here. Anthony Talo equally up to the task. Well, speaking of the task, big thanks to the connection through Australian government and Pacific Oz Sports for enabling such international friendly Solomon Islands and Australia. What a match for the local fans to come out and watch. For many years, the local fans have been supporting Solomon Islands playing in Fiji, but now we have a court by ourselves here in the Solomon Islands. And so there's every opportunity here to progress the game. And the main task here by the Solomon Islands Kurukuru team is the project for the upcoming FIFA qualification, the World Cup, FIFA World Cup qualification. Rafael again going for a shot, sails past everyone, even including the goalkeeper. Now we have almost the starting 5, except it's Misitan here. And a long ball there by Australia goalkeeper. Probably tries to find Juvenali Wade, the experienced futsal player. Now Solomon Islands to restart through Rafael Le'ai. Anthony Talo goes long. No one up front here. No target man. No one in the likes of Charlie Ote now to get the ball down and hold it up. It's all runners here. Sami Kiri, Rafael Le'ai. Now pressure is on. Again, long ball here, a pass back. I think the ball haven't left halfway of the court. So according to futsal, if the ball started from the referee, then it has to be over the halfway line before the goalkeeper can touch or can have a second touch on it. So that's a foul. That's an awkward foul. And such foul only happens when there's pressure. So Solomon Islands are definitely putting pressure on the Australian team. Well, it's good to see on the sidelines there's one of the players who should be in this team, Calvin D'Oro. He's here to show support to his fellow teammates. Interesting foul here just outside the D. Solomon Islands could get a goal back from this one. Rafael Le'ai going for a shot here, blocked by the goalkeeper. Excellent block here by you, Aaron of Australia. Now Talo sets himself up for a shot. I think hits the player's hands. Not a foul here, and that's a goal. Beautiful goal. Composed finish from his own half all the way into the Solomon Islands' hearts. And breaks it like ice. I think that's Guerreiro, the number 5 for Australia, Guerreiro Jordan. An excellent finish. Well deserved. Well, Solomon Islands probably think they don't deserve this goal after the attack that they had. Again, try to work the ball from Alvin Ho. Now here's the dangerous man here, Lynch Grant. Alvin Ho takes him out of the play. And still they're tussling with them, and the referee has called. The fans are not too pleased with the incident as well. Lynch Grant on Alvin Ho. They've been having this tussle for some time now, from the beginning actually. And the referee decides to call Lynch Grant over. Australia leading 2-1 if you just tune in. Hello from all of you watching Australia, New Zealand, around the Pacific, around Asia, Europe as well. Welcome to Friendship Hall. Big thank you to Australian government through Pacific Oz Sport and bringing us such international friendly match. And history is made here also on Wednesday night, or Thursday night rather, when we had our first international friendly match here. I've mentioned early on, back in 2008, Spain did inquire for a friendly match with the Solomon Islands. Unfortunately, we only have multi-purpose hall, but now it's a proper futsal court here at Friendship Hall. In fact, 3 courts here set up. The last President Cup, which finished last week, we had a good tournament. They used 2 courts here. So a yellow card for Alvin Ho and the number 9, Lynch Grant. Again, not a good ball by Mesitana. Solomon Islands need to keep their composure and probably try to flick that switch of attack when it needs to be. Because right now, the Australian team knows really well that whenever they capitalize on their loose ball, they will definitely have momentum. Good to see a lot of mixture of fans here. There's a lot of supporters for Australia too in the VIP section here. And also a lot of Solomon Island supporters, obviously. Home team advantage here. The head coach for Australia, Donny Miles, mentioned that the team definitely will benefit from this type of friendly match, especially against a team like Solomon Islands, who are always excited to go up front. And again, a little bit of confrontation between these players. They know really well what's at stake here. Again, a foul against Rogan Scott. And Rafael Air just going on a little bit of psyching method here by the Solomon Islands number 7, who already scored. Is a Solomon Islands professional player. And not a good ball here from Misitana. Probably according to him, he wasn't given much option. It's number 7-7. Alvin Hose. Oh, he's free. Rogan, and good save here by the veteran goalkeeper, Anthony Talo. Excellent save. Masterclass save from the Solomon Islands international, who have his ups and downs in the game. One FIFA World Cup, he decides to, on the preparation, on the road to the World Cup, return home unexpectedly. And so they opted to go for Philip Mango, one of the outdoor goalkeepers, to cover his spot. But you can tell whenever they miss the presence of Anthony Talo, it's so obvious here. Again, another foul here. Probably the referee decides to bring on the advantage, but then sees the ball going out, so calls for a foul. Australia leading 2-1. Solomon Islands are still in it. Same scoreline that they finished last game. But I can guarantee you there's going to be probably 1 or 2 more goals here with the way both teams are playing. Exciting futsal. And for those of you around Honiara, probably at home tuning in to the live stream, greetings to you, hello to you, especially those in the hospital. Hopefully you're enjoying the live stream here. Australia, free kick. Outside, good shot, blocked again. Solomon Islands again, builds up their defense. Australia moving the ball fluidly. Quite vivid Australia futsal being played here. The futsal rules always a strong opponent against any team. You can ask one of the Asian team and they will tell you how difficult it is to play Australia. And so Solomon Islands are very fortunate to have this match here. And the youngster number 4, Billy Affey, tries to go past a much experienced player, Guerreiro Jordan, on that occasion, the goal scorer, but couldn't do so, and Australia now have possession inside the Solomon Islands half. Early ball here, Jordan. Alvin Ho steals it well to Rafael Leai. Probably goes for the first time, was blocked eventually by the Australian defense. And Solomon Islands have a kick in deep inside the Australian half. Can they work something out of this? Rafael Leia coming back, trying to set himself up for another shot at the goal. Alvin Ho collects, but unfortunate touch from him result in a kick in for Australia just inside the Solomon Islands half. And bring on is one of the youngsters in the Solomon Islands team. It's Daniel wearing number 5, Daniel Kuata, who has a good following from his community. And everyone is so excited about him having this opportunity to play the number 5. Daniel Kuata plays for Don FC in the futsal league here. Daniel tries to turn, couldn't do so. Game on. Australia knows really well that they are leading here. Guerreiro Jordan tries to check on Daniel, couldn't do so. Again, number 14, Deep Jamie with the ball. Actually, number 4. Oh, he's free here. Jordan couldn't get until the end of it. Rafael Leai coming through, still running on. Rafael Leai and taken out cleanly by the Australian defense. And it's Daniel here. Good tackle by Daniel. 2 against 1. Can he finish again to Rafael? Yes! Beautiful goal here. It's the man, the superstar, number 7, Rafael Leai, scoring the second goal. And obviously you can tell the supporters are supporting and shouting and cheering. And that's what you get for being at the right place at the right time. But take no credit of the number 5, Daniel Kuata. He did all the work. He won the tackle, he forced the attack, and he also assisted Rafael Leai with that goal. Solomon Islands are back in the game. Australia 2, Solomon Islands 2. Game on. Jamie Dibb to Dominic Cox. Oh, good turn here by the target man. The skipper tries to go past Anthony Talo. Couldn't do so. Adeli Shevin, experienced player, is a professional player, plays for East Coast Heat in Australia. So he will be a handy player to mark for Alvin Ho, the captain as well for Australia. Incredible scenes here, especially when Rafael Leai got that second goal. The support and cheering of the crowd here, second to none. And Solomon Islands are well known for their passion behind the game, especially futsal. Well, it did show a glimpse there. And thanks to the ball boys here, or well, they call themselves the mopping boys. They get the job done. And an experience. I've talked with one of the youngsters, the young boys, early on before the match. And he was so excited just to come and mop the floor here. So that tells you about the passion of the game. And his name is Byung. He's one of the youngsters who's part of the ball boy team. He said he loves every part of the game. In fact, he actually adores the number 10 for Australia. So a local Solomon Islander who loves a Australian futsal player, and that's the passion of futsal here. So good to see local support. Anyways, just a big shout out to Pacific Ore Sport. It's through their connection with the Australian government that we have this international friendly here. And so we're looking forward to probably having more of the similar friendly match. And Anthony Tallo is not feeling well here. I've mentioned to you he has an injury to his left finger. Could this be the same injury? And Solomon Islands players, especially generally speaking around island players, they love to play whenever they're injured just for the passion. But sometimes when you're considering a career in the professional setup, it's good to always check and make sure you're 100% before playing. And in fact, in this occasion, he's holding onto his head. So they brought in Leonard Awakea to start in the goal. He's one of the new faces in the Kurukuru team here. So this is big experience for the young star, Leonard. Against a much experienced, a fresh shot here coming in from the number 8, Fonito Daniel. Always a figure that you don't want to have, especially around the D. But Anthony Taller's back. So whenever he's available, they're definitely going to use him. In fact, Dixon Kada also used him too. When they won against Guatemala, it was Anthony Tallo who did that flamboyant goal from his own goal. A looping ball over Guatemala defense and right in the net it went. Can he repeat some of that tonight? Solomon Islands 2, Australia 2. Intense match so far. Quite interesting to see how Solomon Islands will go again. Can they collect one more goal here? Daniel here checks one again, goes back to Raphael, couldn't do so. They win a kick in deep inside the Australian half. Raphael Le'ai, the superstar, local superstar here, who has been excellent so far. He's got already 3 goals to his name. One yesterday, not yesterday actually. The first match yesterday was an OFC Champions League match, not a futsal game. I think that's a late foul on Alvin Ho by the experienced number 10, Adeli Shervin. So a little bit of analysis for you. Kurukuru have managed to change the game from the first game, where they have Alvin Ho more as a static player. Now he has the license to go about a little bit. He can run up the wings, come back. So not like the first game, he was, clustered to stay back and keep the defense. Now he has given the freedom to roam around. And then they just change their fixed players every now and then. So Kurukuru is looking to bank on this new set of game compared to the first one. For Australia, it's almost the same as well. In fact, they opted to go for a second target man compared to the one playing now, the number 10, Adeli Shervin. They used Lynch Grant in the starting, probably just to spice things up. But now he's back. The most preferred target man here, Raphael Le'ai, going for the first time, beats one and shoots again. Good save here by you, Aaron of Australia. Well, he's just done enough to shade the ball out. Every time the number 7 for Solomon Islands, Raphael Le'ai, gets on the ball, it's like lighting a match to a very dry wood. It's just caught fire every now and then. And he's got that ability to turn something just from nothing. And so Solomon Islands need to capitalize on this superstar here. Raphael Le'ai plays in Bosnia for FQ Velez. Well, just last year, end of last year, he decides to return home. Was an issue of homesick. He's back now in his country and playing futsal, not outdoor associated football where he's the professional in it. Solomon Islands again, Misitana, and a foul here. We have to count how many fouls now. Probably that's the 5th foul. Both teams are now on 5 fouls. They need to be careful, both teams here, conceding one more and could end up in a penalty. Solomon Islands to Rafael Leai. Checks. Misitana to Samikiri. Checks. Back to Misitana. Keeping a more fixer role. Tries to find Charlie Otena. Good ball here. Last touch from Wade. Giovanelli. Solomon Islands looking to find a more stationary back through Misitana, who actually started as a more of a traditional number 7. Charlie Otena for the first time shot here. So if you remember the former Kurukuru, there's James Egeta wearing number 7 who usually stands at the back and controls the game. This is the sort of formation they try to use and try to capitalize on Misitana, who started his game, playing that position rather. Oh, good tenure by Jordan here. Still going, Giovanni. Good save by Misitana again. Double save here. Charlie Otenao, Misitana, and Jordan Guerreiro. And another shot here, Samikiri against Ethan. Ethan to Wade, Jovinala. Back, tries to find Lynch Grant. Lynch Grant keeps the ball well. Goes back to Wayne. No, still keep the ball all the way to Jordan Guerreiro. Brings it up to the center circle. Back to Ethan, to Jordan. Not a good touch. And pressure is out for the Solomon Islands team. Couple of good short movements here by the Australian side. So this is the starting 5 that we had that started the game. Aaron, Guerreiro, Jordan, Giovanni Wade, Lynch, and Di Melo, Ethan. They are the ones now in the court. Almost an opportunity again here. Solomon Islands 2, Australia 2. We're 5 minutes away from second half. This international series is made possible through the Australian government through Pacific Oar Sport. So a big shout out to Pacific Oar Sports for making this possible. And hopefully we can see more of these friendly matches later on this year. Australia coming into Solomon Islands and enjoying a full action-packed match here. Well, Ethan to Jordan. To Wade. Tries to find Grant, couldn't do so. Solomon Islands to restart. Anthony Talo takes his time to Mistana. Mistana brings it up. There's 3 Australian defense in the front. Samikiri tries to find Mistana, checks. Goes for the long one. Charlie Oteno wasn't clicking here. Solomon Islands need to capitalize on all their movements. And speaking of capitalizing, here's this man here, Ethan, who's very agile. And this man, take no credit out. He's like a sneaky player. That's him again. Jordan going for a shot over. Not the target he was anticipating for. The number 5, Guerreiro Jordan. Excellent player. Very short compared to his other teammates. The center of gravity has a advantage here too. Sami Kiri, not a good first touch from him. Australia again through Ibrahim Atai to Jordan to Ethan. Ethan back to Jordan in their own half. Bring it past the halfway line. Charlie Otena against Jordan. Sneaks, tried to go past Charlie, couldn't do so. Solomon Islands making a whole lot of change here. Rafael Leai to beat. Ethan beats him well. Daniel Quata is back. The player that make an immediate impact and resulted in that equalizer. The number 5 for Solomon Islands, Daniel Quata. Again, good hold-up play here by Grant, couldn't do so well. Rafael Leai, 2 players to beat. Decides to go past Wayne, a shot here. And saved by Aaron. This player, he's on fire, Rafael Leai. And definitely Australia probably needs to have a talk with their team in the second half on how to defend this man. Well, ask me, I'll say just try and block him. That's all the advice I can give you because he's fast, very tricky as well. And so Solomon Islands corner here, Alvin Ho tries to pick out someone from the back, but Rafael wasn't there. And start again from the number 13, Ibrahim Atai to Ethan. Ethan to Grant, back to Ethan. More of a fixer role here. Now it's Sweden Ahmed, back to Ethan. Finds Ahmed here, can he turns? Tries to turn, didn't have the glueness of his feet to stuck on the floor. Anthony Talo goes for the long one here. It's Misitana chasing. And good save by you, Aaron. Finds Ahmed here. Ahmed defends well. To Grant. Grant plays it up to Ethan. Ethan goes for a little bit of run here. Tries to square it back to the number 13, Ibrahim Athai. Couldn't do so. Solomon Islands introducing the Matax veteran Ellis Mana, number 13. One of the former Kurkuru players who's still on the court here. Daniel, good defend here by the Solomon Islands number 5. Against Ahmed to Ethan. Finds Grant here, tries to turn back to Ethan. Clearance here from Alvin Ho into the crowd. And instead of hating the ball, they loved it. The local fans here. Every action of the match here has caught their attention. Solomon Islands 2, Australia 2. Can we get a goal before the halftime? It's possible. It's players like this man here. Daniel Quata, Ellis Mana. Can he squeeze? Decides to go by himself. A shot here. Saved by you, Aaron of Australia. Good save by the goalkeeper. And again, Daniel Quata. He's the difference maker here. He's been on his A game since being sent on. The number 5, Daniel Quata for Solomon Islands. Now he's having a breather. It's Jeffrey Boule again, the Solomon Islands captain. There's Rafael, fast feet again. Juggling his way through. Tries to fire Alvin Ho, couldn't do so. They have to restart. Australia as well, introducing again Jamie Dibb. And the number 7, Rogan Scott, who almost scored a goal earlier in the match. Rogan Scott. Back to Jamie Dibb. Jamie Dibb still with the ball. To Ghana Taylor. They plays in circle, moving the ball around. Kurkuru still trying to block here. So a little bit of pressure from Kurkuru coming in. Oh, not the first touch they want from Scott. And Rafael wins a kick in deep inside the Australian half. And you can tell by the way the Australian coach react, Donny Miles, that he definitely needs his team to be more on alert on the movement of this. Solomon player shot here coming in from Ellis Mana. Hits it cleanly. But good block here by Ghana Taylor of Australia. Two minutes away from the end, Rafael decides to go quickly. Ellis Mana to restart, kicking Solomon Islands deep inside the Australian half. Looking more organized, this Australian team. But the Solomon Islands are more trying to pick their momentum here. Australia builds a play. Scott Rogan. Good ball from him. Tries to find his number 2, Taylor. But again, probably too much weight on that pass. Solomon Islands to restart. Ellis Mana goes back to Anthony Talo. Rafael tries to win the ball up front. Scott Rogan, unfortunately, didn't get the clean ball to it, and a kick in for Solomon Islands. Jeffrey Boule to Ellis Mana. Ellis Mana to Alvin Ho. Back to Jeffrey Boule. Boule tries to go force a pass here through Ghana Taylor. Couldn't do so. Still wins the throw. Well, a kick in rather. Quite tricky here. Need to use the right words, not the outdoor associated football terms here. So equivalent to the outdoor, a throw is the kick in. Now Australia building a play from the back through the number 8, Fonito Daniel to Scott Rogan. Tries to go past Ellis Mana. He does got the pace compared to Ellis Mana. This number 7 for Australia, Rogan Scott. Just over 1 minute to go before the second half. Solomon Islands 2, Australia 2. Good shot here, good save here by Anthony Talo. And speaking of fast reflex, that's what you get from having a player like Anthony Talo, and a timeout being called by the Australian coach. Time to reshuffle things probably and organize their attack, their defense. And what an intense match, full of action-packed. Solomon Islands 2, Australia 2. The momentum was going towards Solomon Islands later in the first half, but take no credit out. The Australian team, they were fire today. They played a lot of movements from the back, a lot of circulation, but just their front couldn't click well. Their target men, Grant and Adeli, they didn't have so much power on the ball compared to their first game, and this could be the difference in going into the second half. Well, these international friendlies made possible through the Australian government, through Pacific Oz Sports. And so this is the second match of the second series. The first series was played in Australia. And this is the second series, the second match. And we're expecting the third one on Sunday. So it will be an interesting match. Australia now have a corner. Less than 2 minutes here. Scott Rogan tries to go past Rafael Leai, almost going through, but Anthony Talo. Quick reflection from this experienced goalkeeper. Might just be the difference here so far. Again, Australia set up play. Bule going straight into the Australian player. Luckily, no foul. Again, 7 against 7 for Rafael and Scott Rogan. Builds up play from the back. It's Jamie Dibb to Scott Rogan. Now it's on Daniel to Jamie. Solomon Islands slowly putting pressure here. Ellis Mana wins the ball well. Loses his grounding. Bule here against the number 8. Back to Alwyn Ho. Game start here. Ellis Mana trays it to Rafael Lea, tries to go back to Ellis Mana, finds Jeffrey Bule. Bule again brings play into the half, backs to Alwyn Ho. Alwyn Ho checks, goes back and decides to go to Ellis Mana, tries to find Bule, couldn't do so. Now Ellis Mana being turned by Scott Rogan, he's going for a shot here, yes, but Anthony Talo, steady and always calm, the veteran goalkeeper. Again, he's up here collecting the loose ball. Anthony Talo, wow, what a player. This veteran goalkeeper. And in fact, just 2 weeks ago, he was called back into the squad. That tells you how. And a ball here for Alwyn Ho. Not a good one here. Probably too much weight on that one from Rafael. Should have just given it to an angle that it's shooting to Alwyn, who's a left footer anyways. And there's still around a couple of seconds in the game. We've already heard the siren going on off, but the referee decides to correct it as still got time here. So game is still on hold. And just conversations here with the coaches from the referee. Well, big thanks to the Australian government through the Pacific Oz Sports for enabling us to have such an international friendly. And what a treat for the local fans, the Solomon Islands fans, to see Australia here in the grounds. Jordan going across and a goal here for Australia. And none other than the experienced professional East Coast Heat player, Adeli 7. We were wondering when he's going to get on the goal. The number 10 has scored, the captain. And the combination between Jordan and Adeli is just on point. It's top notch. And speaking of quality, that's quality for you. Australia now leading 3 goals to 2. Solomon Islands trailing almost second half. They introduce Billy Afi, the number 4. Goes back to Alvin Ho. Alvin Ho to Sami Kiri. Tries to play Jeffrey Bullock. Couldn't do so. And that's the referee signaling for the second half. Solomon Islands 2, Australia 3. What an action-packed match so far. The Solomon Islands probably just needed to keep their composure and try to find their momentum, while the Australian team looked more like a team that is organized and knows the situation of the games more. But we'll come back out in the second half and we'll see which team will go further, which one wants it more. So far, we're locked at almost even goals except a late one from Australia. Now they're leading 3-2. We'll be back with more commentaries after the second half. Yes, and welcome back to the second half of the match. Australia leading 3-2, Solomon Islands on 2. Now we build a play. Solomon Islands, probably a foul here. The referee sees it, calls for it. Good evening to those of you watching online from Australia, from New Zealand, around the Pacific, around Asia, and Europe as well. Especially the Australian fans who are tuning in on the online stream. Good evening to you. And also, just a mention of the names here. There's a lot of names been called here, surnames and first names. We probably got it wrong, got it right. Apologies for that one. We just call whatever we have in the official team list here. But so far, it's Australia leading 3-2. Solomon Islands are trailing. An exciting match here so far in the first half. We see a lot of attack from both teams. But can Solomon Islands get one back here? Rafael again, a good save here by the goalkeeper, the number 15, Aaron, who has done a lot of save in the first half as well. Brilliant goalkeeper. Rafael to Alvin Ho. Alvin Ho tries to find Rafael, tends and checks for a space here. Probably tries to have something creating out of nothing here. And probably his best option was to pass it early. Charlie Otenau to Alvin Ho. Alvin Ho finds Otenau. Back to Sami Kiri. Kiri checks, finds Alvin Ho. Tries to just back pass it to Charlie Otenau. Couldn't do so now. Aaron. Not a good pass by the goalkeeper for Australia, the 15. Resulting in a kick-in for Solomon Islands deep inside the Australian half. Charlie Otenau, a shot here blocked well by Grant Lynch, the target man for Australia. Again, another one here coming through. Good save here by the goalkeeper. The Solomon Islands now are chasing the attack here. Rafael again tries to shoot here. Blocked well by Ethan. Ethan to Wade. Wade finds Ethan. Ethan again builds a play. Not a good pass by Ethan now. It's Sam Kiri here. Back to Otenau. Not a good pass by Sam Kiri. And the crowd definitely were up on their feet thinking it could be a goal here. But again, those uncompleted passes will definitely cost them. And for the Australian side, it's all about managing the scoreline and probably find a couple of more goals through the breakdown of attack from Solomon Islands team. And the goalkeeper, Aaron, decides to do the mopping job himself. Quite a nice scene here to see a goalkeeper with the ball boy sharing the same duty. Wade to finds Dominic, back to Ethan, back to Dominic. Tries to go to find Grant here, couldn't do so. Alvin Ho comes out, tries to play Rafael. Not a good ball by Alvin Ho, too close to the number 6 for Australia, Wade. And now it's a kick-in for Solomon Islands deep inside the Australian half. Alvin Ho, good ball here, finds Sami Kiri. Rafael checks and swings it over to, tries to find Sami Kiri. Probably not the best option here. Should have gone to Alvin Ho. Wade finds Ethan. Ethan to Grant. Just inside his own half. Back to Ethan. Ethan checks, finds Dominic. Back to Ethan. Ethan to Dominic. Tries to go for the first time shot. And a kick in for Solomon Islands deep inside their own half. Rafael Le'ai and Alvin Ho, 2 teammates in the national team setup. They're now playing in the Solomon Islands national futsal team. Alvin Ho. Good ball by him to Charlie. It's Sam Kiri here, free. Decides to go back. Finds Alvin Ho coming in. Taking it carefully. Now Wade and Adeli here. Wade for the first time shot. And over the bar it went. Solomon Islands goalkeeper Anthony Talo tries to go for the quick start here. Not a good pass by him, resulting in a kick-in from Australia inside the Solomon Islands half. 3-2, Australia leading Solomon Islands. Now introduction of Guerrero Jordan. Jordan Guerrero. Jamie Dibb finds Shevin. Shevin to Jordan. Jordan goes back to Jamie, to Daniel. Daniel to Jamie. Back to Jordan. Good combination play. Rafael steals the ball, finds Daniel Quata. Daniel Quata still maintaining control, but then loses the ball out to pressure from Daniel of Australia to Jamie. Jamie to Jordan. Jordan back to Jamie. To Daniel Fonito. And Rafael tries to set himself up for a shot here. And Jordan was quickly off his mark to get the ball back. Now Australia counter-attack. A shot coming in. Almost went through from Daniel. A deflection on the way. And a corner kick for Australia. Deep inside the Solomon Islands half. This player here, the number 8 for Australia, Fonito Daniel, or Daniel Fonito, he's very dangerous. And give him a chance and he'll definitely punish you. Solomon Islands through Alvin Ho, tries to find J-Roll Party, the number 9, couldn't do so. Mesitana has been introduced in the game now. Number 6 for Solomon Islands. He played in the last Kurukuru team. Daniel. Jamie. Jordan. Unfortunately, not a good pass by Jamie. Solomon Islands now got a kick in just inside the Australian half. In fact, inside their own half. Builds up play. Alvin Ho tries to flick it over. Daniel tries to win the ball. Didn't have the bounce that he was anticipating. And so Australia now through Daniel. Back to Jamie. To Jordan. Jordan checks. Decides to go back to where he came from. Plays it to Jamie. Jamie tries to go past Daniel. Couldn't do so. Almost got the ball there was Daniel of Solomon Islands. The number 5, he did that on a few occasions in the first half and resulted in a goal for Solomon Islands. And always a player who's searching, surfing, ready to capitalize on any of the balls lost. And there is Daniel here, going for the first time, decides to go for Chapati. Not a good one. Probably the people wanted him to shoot. And he should have taken that opportunity. Should have shot first time. Australia setting up through the captain, Shevin. Shevin, Jordan, Jamie, and Daniel. They're the ones starting now. Patti again tries to steal the ball. It's Jordan here bringing up play. Albino tries to disturb him. Still Jordan going for a shot. Not a good one. Anthony Tallo to start the play for Solomon Islands inside their own half. Australia leading still. 3 goes to 2. Nothing to separate these sides, except for that one goal, late one in the first half. Mesitana finds Alvin Ho. Alvin Ho to Patti, Jordan Patti. Back to Alvin Ho, tries to go for the long one here. Mesitana collects well. It's Daniel now, plays it to Patti. Probably the crowd wants him to go for the goal here. Shevin with the ball, finds Jamie. Back to Daniel Fonito. Daniel tries to find Jordan. Good ball from him to Shevin. Lays it off. Now it's Solomon Islands 2 against 1. First time to Alvin. Alvin checks. Goes back to his left and tries to shoot here. Blocked well by Jamie. Alvin Ho managed to go through the legs for Jamie, but couldn't go past him. It's a kick in for Solomon Islands. Deep inside the Australian half. Intensity of this match is definitely obvious here. And Solomon, oh, good ball here by Alvin. Couldn't get to the end of it. And Daniel again steals the ball here. Tries to steal it actually, but loses it in the process. And has been called by the coach to come on. Given he just lost the ball. Now it's Charlie Ote now coming back on for Solomon Islands. They're number 3. Australia with Grant, Scott, Jamie, and Taylor. They are the 5 now in the court here for Australia. Patti to Mistana. Finds Jeffrey. Tries to go to Charlie. Couldn't do so. Aaron with the ball, goalkeeper, the Australian goalkeeper. It is a corner kick here. Solomon Islands. Patti will take this one, the number 9. Oteno is around the D. Jeffrey Bulle is there, playing back to Bulle. Finds Misitana. Misitana checks, 2 players closing him in. Decides to go back to Anthony Talo. Anthony Talo goes with a long one here. Grant collects well. Now it's Tyler here. Scott is providing support. Decides to go back to Grant on the back. To Daniel. Rather, not Daniel. It's Atai. Grant again. Good ball by Grant. Wins the ball here cleanly. Charlie Ote now tries to play Jeffrey Bulle, but he was held back. A foul against the number 2 for Australia, Taylor, on Jeffrey Bulle, the captain for Solomon Islands. Calls for the mopping boy to his job here. And a free kick here for Solomon Islands. Australia decides to go with one-man wall. Jeffrey Bulle in front of the goalkeeper. Scott and Taylor in the front. Oteno smashes it in. And again, a second attempt. Now Ate got the ball. Finds it's Taylor here. Goes past one. Good ball by Taylor. A shot, a clearance here by Anthony Talo. Rebounded in against one of the Australian player. I think it was Scott. Scott Rogan. Good player, this fella. The number 7 is very agile and definitely knows how to move the ball around. Quite flexible on the court as well. I've seen him in the first game. And he's continued to do that. The number 7 for Australia, Scott Rogan. Oh, good ball here. Tries to find Taylor Garner for the first time. Shot. Good block here. Good save here by Anthony Talo. The experienced Solomon Islands goalkeeper. That's what he does best. Saving unwanted shots here. Unpredictable ones, rather. Australia again builds a play. Tries to find that connection here. And Solomon Islands should be thankful for Australia missing out on that occasion. It's a kick in just almost at the corner line for Solomon Islands. To Anthony Talo. Anthony Talo decides to go long. Charlie Ote now tries to win the ball here. It's a foul against Australia, against Ate Ibrahim. And it's 3 fouls now against Australia. 3 fouls for Solomon Islands. 2 more fouls and probably they'll have the 10-meter penalty. Now, can they pull something out of this set piece here? Oteno, Misitana and Le'ai, they're all 3 around the ball. And this Australian team, all of them at the back. Grant, Ate, Taylor and Scott, with Aaron manning the center. And Charlie Oteno, good block here by Aaron again. And taken carefully, Jeffrey Bulle was called a foul here. And a yellow card to Jeffrey Bulle. And called for the mopping boys. Solomon Islands need to get back on the scoreboard if they are to have a fighting chance here. The Australian, very experienced side. And speaking of experience, that's one player who's got a lot of experience with him. Wade Giovanali. Same on the ball now. To Jordan. Ethan wanting it on the side. Back to, now he decides to go to Shevin. Shevin takes it down well. Plays it back to Wade. Wade finds Jordan here. On the far side, Jordan to Ethan. No one's marking him. Ethan here tries to set up Shane. No, decides to go back. Checks Jordan. Jordan fakes in the first one and goes for the second shot. Beautiful goal here. It's scored by the captain, the professional player who plays for East Coast Heat. It's Shevin Adeli who scores. And what a well-walked goal here. It all started from a move from Ethan. Well, actually, way back from Wade to Ethan, to Jordan, back to Ethan, back to Jordan. And then he fakes a shot, goes past one defender, and just calmly puts it in the far post where Shevin decides to just put it in. And Rafael tries to go past one, couldn't do so. Again, Jordan here, dangerous play by Rafael. Needs to calm things down. And the referee has given him a warning here. Probably another careless act from him would result in a card. Solomon Islands now trailing. So Australia 4, Solomon Islands 2. And waits on the ball here, finds Daniel, checks, beats one player, tries to go to Shevin. Couldn't do so. Rafael Charlie Otenao, 3 against 2. Decides to play Charlie Otenao for the first time shot. Good save here by Aaron from Australia, the goalkeeper. And again, call for the mop to come in. It's quite humid here in Solomon Islands, so obviously the amount of sweat from the players would probably double compared to much cooler temperature. Solomon Islands through. Misitana here, shot coming in, way out of target. And Australia to start from the back. Aaron to Jordan. Jordan goes past one, claims a foul, was given a foul. Handy player, Jordan Gudeiro, and also long-time player in the Australian futsal team. Wade finds Shevin. Shevin to Wade. Over to Ethan. Ethan to Jordan. Oh, goes past Misitana, but then collects a foul again. And this time it's a yellow card for Misitana. Have to be careful here, Solomon Islands. It's 5 fouls now, if I've recorded well. One more foul, and it could be penalties. In fact, 4 fouls. So Solomon Islands is on 3, Australia on 4. Quite early to accumulate all these fouls. So it tells you how intense this game has been compared to the first half. And a timeout have been called. Solomon Islands and Australia face international friendly or series of friendly matches is brought to you through the Australian Government Connection, and Pacific Oil Sports is responsible for this. And it's always good to have an international match being played at home in Solomon Islands, where futsal is considered to be one of the most loved games here. And this team here, Kurukuru, they have their fans here in the Solomon Islands. They've been loved many years. And recently, they got taken out of the seat as champions in the Oceania by a well-drilled New Zealand side. But the project of reviving Kurukuru has begun tonight. Well, it started in the first game. And the interim coach, Dixon Cadau, believes that he can be the person to build up this team again. And so far, he has proven that in the first game. Now we have to see what's the result in the second one here. So we're here at Friendship Hall, eastern side of Honiara. Just a few minutes drive out from the capital town. Still in the town boundary. And unlike other locations, it's away from traffic. So usually the locals love to come out here on the eastern side. When you're in the central of Honiara, you're definitely going to deal with traffic. And will take you probably a couple of hours to just get in the stadium. But from here, it's a very good setup at Friendship Hall. And you can tell such a good surface as well. Good for futsal, good for Solomon Islands. Tala to Rafael Le'ai on the far side, tries to go past one, turns, checks, and a shot here, hitting the side netting. Australia through Aaron, builds a play. Wade checks. Ahmed been introduced here. Ahmed now with the ball, tries to go to Shevin, decides to go back to Wade. And Dominic. Dominic turns well, but couldn't get to the end of it. A kick in for Solomon Islands, deep inside their own half. You can see the interim coach, Dixon Kadau, out from his bench, probably giving instruction here. Rafael takes the ball down, tries to go on the other side, been taken out by Ahmed. According to the referee, all clean. And is going to check up on Le'ai. Call for the mopping boys again. You see on the screen the mopping boy, Byung, of Cookstown. Very passionate futsal lover. He says the number 10, Shevin, is his favorite player. So a local Solomon Islander who admires a Australian target man. Good for futsal. Good for the growth of the game. Anthony Talo tries to find Rafael Le'ai, couldn't do so. Now Shevin with the ball, checks, goes back, probably will restart to Ahmed. Ahmed to Wade. Wade checks, looks, and then brings it back to Dominic. Dominic tries to find Shevin, and a foul here by Ellis Mana on Shevin here, and been called back. It's 5 fouls now. Solomon Islands need to be careful here. Wade on the ball here, one of the experienced futsal player in Australia. It's going to be a free kick in a central position where they could definitely put some scare to the Solomon team here. And Solomon Islands team know really well if they are to get back into it, they need to do it well and in time. We're approaching almost half of the 20 minutes in the second half. It's around 11 minutes left. And so the action-packed match turned out to be still intense. Australia leading with 4 goals to 2. Second match of the second series. Thanks to Australian government through the connection with Solomon Islands government. And Pacific Oz Sports is the one bringing us the games here. And if you missed out on this one, you can join us on Sunday evening for the third match, the final one of the second series. Solomon Islands, Rafael Le'ai is the one standing against this free kick here. Wade Juvenale plays it early, ball comes into Shevin, tries to find the back of the net from that acute angle. Wade Goes to Ahmed. Ahmed tries to 10 past Ellis Mana. Mana wins the ball here. First time plays Rafael. Rafael 10 goes again. No one's there to connect well. Australia now on counter-attack. Ahmed to Wade. Wade to Ahmed and just wasted the ball here. An opportunity went begging for Australia. And they need to check if Ahmed is okay. He went through the defense, almost through the goalpost as well. Very dangerous, very fast in their counter-attack, the Australian side here. But speaking of speed, how close was that? Rafael Leai almost squeezing an equalizer here. Just needed someone to go to the end of it. Now number 16 for Solomon Islands. Jason team is now being introduced. Shevin here beats Arwin Ho. No, goes back to Wade. Wade checks. Plays Dominic. Dominic again beats Ellis Mana. Shevin again. Now Ellis Mana turns. Is bringing up play here. Good save here by Dominic. Timely one as well. Otherwise, Ellis Mana would have set up play here. Mana to Alwin Ho. Alwin Ho to Rafael Leai. Tries to go past Ahmed. Couldn't do so. Rather taking it back into their own half. Alwin Ho. Mana. Mana to Tim. Tim plays it back to Alwin Ho. Alwin Ho to Rafael Leai. Strong touch by him. Turns around Ahmed. Now he has one player. Dominic to back. Oh, almost got in their team. Tries to play Rafael Leai, but good defensive work by Wade. Solid at the back. The Australian number 6. Alwin Ho brings play back all the way to Anthony Talo. Ask for movement there. There's no movement from any of the front players for Solomon Islands. And you cannot blame them. They're not the target type of players. Anthony Talo decides to let it run. To restart again. Just went past the 10 minutes mark. Over 9 minutes plus of the second half remaining. Alwin Ho to Rafael tries to 10. Scott here on this occasion. Ahmed tries to beat Alwin Ho. Not a good choice here. Alwin Ho builds up play to Ellis Mana. Tries to go for the first time shot. Couldn't do so. Blocked again by Dominic, who has been excellent defending Mana. Mana of Solomon Islands now with the ball. Now his introduction. First time here. Junior Albert plays for Saints in the local futsal league here. One of the new faces in the team. Quite a small player, the number 14. Good experience for him. Oh, good ball here by Jordan. Intercepted well by Fred Wasike. So interim coach Dixon Kadau decides to put in some new players here. And instantly got a foul, got a yellow card. The youngster, Junior Albert. And so has accumulated 6 fouls. And that tells you lack of experience here. And now resulting in a penalty kick here for Australia. After accumulating more than 5 fouls, that's what you get. And what a reckless tackle, reckless decision as well by Junior Albert, the youngster. Probably just realizing what he has caused. And that just speaks experience here, lacking of experience. But this man here, Daniel, the number 8 for Australia, has the responsibility of putting this ball in against Anthony Talo. Not an easy task. Daniel tries. Set a play and Anthony Talo saves well. Experience against experience. Solomon Islands now need to set up play again. Oh, good ball here. Almost getting there is the number 5, Jordan Guerreiro, who's always lurking around the corners here. but Antoni Talo was equally up to the task. Again, a shot coming in from Jordan, blocked well by the two youngsters, number 14 and 15, Albert and Fred. And the referee just reminding the players need to have a distance from the kicker. Solomon setting up in a more like a diamond shape in the between Rafael Leai and Fred. Now Junior Albert is more in the central. And Australia is having their set piece ready here. Taylor, Jamie, and Jordan, the danger man here. They try to fight it. It's Tyler free here, going for a shot. Blocked again. Ball still in. A kick in for Australia inside the Solomon Islands half. Game on. Australia still leading 4-2. Can Solomon Islands spring something out here? Dominico here. It's rather Taylor here. Ghana almost got one for Australia again. It's good to see Solomon Islands now putting in more of the younger face here. Oh, good shot here coming in from Jordan, but sails way above the post. Solomon Islands to restart from Antoni Talo. Alwyn Ho to Rafael Leai. Tries to go for an early one to find Fred. Couldn't do so. Back he will start a kick in just inside his own half. Antoni Talo to Junior Albert. Brings it back to Ho. Rather, it's Alwyn Ho, not Antoni Talo early on. And Australia now having a breather here. Set up play. Jamie Dibb finds Taylor. Back to Scott. All the way tries to find Daniel here. Good timing from Antoni Talo. Excellent timing from the goalkeeper. Otherwise, it should have been a goal here. Daniel Fornito rather. Jamie Dibb. Checks. Goes back to Daniel. Back to Scott. Over to Tyler. Tyler back to Aaron. Aaron to Jamie. Jamie to Scott. Scott back to Taylor. Jamie back to Scott. Scott finds Jamie again. Solomon Islands squeezing in. Pressure here from Solomon Islands. A last touch, probably. No, the referee decides a kick in for Australia. Deep inside their own half. Scott. Jamie running, just bringing Alwyn Ho back. Aaron decides to go long. Rebounded off Rafael. And a corner for Solomon Islands. I think just the way Aaron turned around with the ball, it went out on the line. So a corner here for Solomon Islands. An opportunity here probably to squeeze something back here. Rafael Leai for the first time shot. Again, tries to collect the loose one here. And it was Alwyn who actually almost got confused with Antoni Talo on that occasion. Rafael Leai turns. Tries to turn around. Brought down. Claims for a foul. No, the referee sees everything as clean as it is. Jamie checks. Goes for the space here. Antoni Talo clears well. It's Aaron here going for the long one. Antoni Talo takes it back in his own D. Quick recovery from Antoni Talo. Oh, not a good ball by Junior Albert. That's two mistakes in a row here. The youngster needs to learn from this one. And excellent goal here. Brilliant finish here by, I believe it's Wade. In fact, it's Taylor. I have to get that right. But what a finish here. And it's a mistake again by the youngster, Junior Albert. And it's good to have mistakes here at such a big level. Something to learn. But for the game, they've now lost an opportunity here to capitalize. But Solomon Islands, can they get back here? The Australian has made themselves known here. You make a mistake, they will punish you. And they did punish Solomon Islands on that occasion. Wade tries to find the number 3, Ryan Jones. Couldn't get to him. Solomon Islands introduced number 10, Sam Lalo. Anthony Talo goes to find Sam Kiri. Far on the outside, couldn't get to it. Wade smashing into one of the officials on the sidelines. Thank God she's okay. Well, as it looked like, she's okay. Junior Lalo with another mistake here. Kurkuru, Solomon Islands Kurkuru making a lot of mistakes here. And probably just to show lack of experience here. Australia now leading 5-2. And Kurukuru building a play through Billy Afi of Solomon Islands to Anthony Talo. Checks, goes back to Billy Afi. Australia pressing in now. Charlie Ote now tries to go for Sami Lalo. Sami Lalo stopped in his attempt. The number 10, he's one of the youngsters who featured with the majority of the former Kurkuru. Afi Billy didn't quite get the ball. Ethan now takes it back. Goes back to Wade. Wade tries to find his front runner. Brian couldn't do so. Sami Kiri tries to go past 2, and it's a foul here. Now, Solomon Islands have 4 fouls now. 2 more fouls and they will get a penalty similar to Australia. Sami Kiri to Junior Lalo. Rather, Sam Lalo. Checks. No, loses the ball just in front of his own goal. And in the past couple of minutes, we see a lot of mistakes here from the younger players. The new face in Kurkuru, I would say. Anthony Talo decides to go long. Aaron, his opposite number. Opposite position, I would say. Gets the better out of it. Ethan. Wade. Checks. Back to Ethan. Grant. No, rather it's taken by Billy. Goes to Sami. Just too much weight on that one. The youngster, the number 4, Billy Afi, who has featured in the first game. Probably just after the first game has gotten experience in here. And again, very bad tackle here by Sami Kiri. Resulting in another shot here for Australia. Another fine opportunity for Australia to add on their lead. They're already on 5 points, or 5 goals rather. Not points, goals here. Speaking of goals, Solomon Islands are still on 2. Can Shevin convert? Talo is ready, and so is this man here, the number 10. Goes up for a shot here, and another save here by Anthony Talo. Good goalkeeping by the experienced Anthony Talo. And you can tell one of the World Cups, the recent one that Solomon Islands went to, they didn't have Anthony Talo. And you can tell what a miss for them. A player with so much experience, but just his ability to quickly see things and react to it, the reflexes that he has, outstanding player. But equally to him is this Aaron of Australia on the far side. Now Sam Lalo tries to go past 2 players. Not what the crowd wanted. They need to see more movement towards the goal here. Ethan to Wade. 2 players combining well. Wade's going to go back to Grant here. Saved on the last minute by Talo. Charlie tries to 10. Checks. Goes back. No option here. Comes back again. No one's giving him an option here. Goes back again and going for a shot. And out it goes. In fact, it took a touch on the way out. It's a corner kick for Solomon Islands. Australia was regrouping. Wade, Ethan, Grant, all of them have to get back behind the passing line. Ball comes into Charlie Ote. No! I think almost called a goal here. What a strike by Ote now. What a strike by Ote now. And unfortunately, not for him. The referee decides it's not a goal. Five more minutes left here in the second half of the second match of the second series. Brought to you by Australian government through Pacific Oz Sports. Misitana with the ball to start to Anthony Talo. Brings a play, Anthony Talo decides to find Charlie Ote now. Not a good delivery by him. Australia 5, Solomon Islands 2. Now we have Atay Ibrahim brought into the field of play, as well as Dominic Cox. And the danger man here, Guerreiro Jordan. The number 5, he's in. The youngster Pati checks. And Billy Afi decides to go back. Finds Misitana. Tries to find Pati, couldn't do so. Billy Afi now counters. Checks again, tries to go to Pati, couldn't do so. Misitana to Billy Afi. Billy Afi turns. Checks again, goes back to Misitana. Misitana to, not a good ball by Misitana. And Pati wasn't onto it. Good couple of play here by the youngster. Now the coach decides to put back Junior Albert, who had 2 crucial mistakes here. But he's back for redemption. The youngster, the number 14. Pati now pins Jordan. Blocks him well, collects it well, gives it to Albert. And a quickly strike here by the number 4. Went for the ball here, Dominic. Almost got through Albert. Albert watches play. It's Ate loses the ball to Pati. Pati brings a play in the halfway. Goes past one. Not a good ball, not a good drive from him. Should have gone more direct in the middle, perhaps. Australia through Ate. Starts play. Dominic tries to find Jordan. Couldn't get to the end of it. Anthony Talo instructing the young fellas, the young boys, I would say. Charlie Ote now finds time, checks, try to play. Junior Albert goes for the first time shot. Not so much power on it. Now Dominic finds Jordan. Jordan checks, goes back to Ate. Ate to Shevin. Tries to go first. Ate still with the ball. Charlie Ote now brings it back. Finds Pati. Pati turns. Goes around, tries to go past Shevin. Couldn't do so. Charlie needs to go back here. Needs to collect the ball. Now he goes. Breaks. Charlie Ote now. 2 against 1. Checks again. Goes for the first time. Shot blocked. And it's Aaron here for Australia goalkeeper. Plays it up to Jordan on the halfway line. Goes back to Ate. Sets up ball again. Ate tries to find Shevin, do so as well. Good ball. A foul against Shevin. Misitana. It's 5 fouls now. We're just less than 3 minutes before the end of this second half. Solomon Islands have 5 fouls against them now. If they could get one more, they would have an opportunity like Australia as well. Australia haven't scored 2 of their penalties. Rafael Le'ai is back on the court. Misitana. Solomon Islands playing with more excitement here. Daniel Quata. Misitana tries to pick up the middle, not the rotation they wanted. Daniel now checks against Scott. Oh, not a good ball by Scott, and resulting in a corner kick here for Solomon Islands, deep inside the Australian half. Jason Tim Rafael Leai smashes it. Almost get to where he wanted it. It's a corner again. They're all having the attention to Rafael Leai. And he's going back for another one here. Another kick in for Solomon Islands. There's Daniel, there's Misitana, there's Rafael. And not a good kick in here by Solomon Islands. They try to put Rafael here to have more shots. But Australia, with experience, they know really well what's happening. And with the likes of Ahmed here, controlling the game now to Jamie. Jamie back to Scott. Jamie again to Taylor. Solomon Islands moving the ball well now, gaining momentum here. Mesitana, miss pass here. A shot here by Taylor. A good save here by Anthony Talo. Kick in for Australia, deep inside the Solomon Islands half. Game builds play here. Now Solomon Islands to Rafael Leai. Checks again, goes back, plays it back to Misitana. Misitana opens up play here, finds Daniel Quata. Back to Misitana. Rafael Leai. Misitana tries to flick the ball over to Rafael. Not a good pass by Misitana. Now they collect the ball. Again, Misitana builds a play. He finds Rafael Leai. Tries to just put the ball through the goalkeeper's reach. Couldn't get to it. Got an idea there. Solomon Islands now through Anthony Talo. Finds Misitana. Builds a play. Goes again to Daniel. Daniel to Team to Misitana. Movements of the ball. Important here. Daniel back to Misitana. Misitana takes his time. Beats one player in the process. Tries to go to Rafael. And a shot blocked. Good save by Aaron of Australia. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper. But what an effort here by Solomon Islands to bring something back. Solomon Islands again. Rafael Leai! Good block here by his opposition number, Scott Rogan. Solomon Islands is putting on all the attack here now. Australia is holding on to the defense. Rafael against try to 10. Couldn't do so. It's Ahmed here. Or Jamie. Brother. Scott here plays it back to a good finish here. Brilliant finish here by Ahmed Swithen. And well deserved. Well executed as well. Australia, they waited for it. They conceded the pressure from Solomon Islands. But a brilliant goal here. There you see it. The celebration from the man wearing number 12. Ahmed Sweden proved that he is one of their dangerous players. And it was everything was going for Solomon Islands on that occasion. They were the ones in chance. And their loss of possession resulted in Australia capitalizing on it and scored by the number 12, Ahmed Sweden. Oh, good ball again from Daniel. Good save here by Anthony Talo. Solomon Islands through Afi Billy, finds Sami Kiri. Goes again, checks. Testing his skills here maybe. No, not a good one. Loses the ball in the process. Australia again through Wade. Through Ethan. Finds Grant. Checks. Turns. Anthony comes up. Now loses the ball to Bule. And a kick in for Australia deep inside the Solomon Islands half. Big thank you to Pacific Arts Sports for bringing us this international feature. And with the connection from Australia government, hopefully we can see much of these international matches here. If you missed this one out, there's a last one coming up on this Sunday, 6 p.m. local time. Jeffrey Boulay with this low attempt here. Samiki returns. Not a good one. And that also signals the end of the match. Australia 6, Solomon Islands 2. Close calls and all of the goals here, but it's Australia who are walking out of this second match with smiles. But what a game between them and Solomon Islands. more lessons to be learned, probably more by Solomon Islands team, the youngsters, and for the experienced Australian team, they will keep their momentum heading into the last match on Sunday. Well, good night to you all watching online from Pacific, Asia, as well as Europe, especially our seasonal workers in Australia and New Zealand. Good fella evening to you fella, and hopefully you fella enjoy this one live stream. And that's it for us for tonight. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Have a good night, and catch you on Sunday.